And hello to you, Goofin. Good to see you. Alright, I gotta adjust my video game capture. Yeah, that's what I figured. One moment as I resize things, because when I stream Silent Hill, it's in a different aspect ratio and things are all weird. There we go. All right. How's everyone doing tonight? Hey. It's another Impromptu Blueprint stream. And, oh, okay, the volume is on. Oh, I know why I'm not hearing anything, because I don't actually have these plugged in. There we go. Impromptu Blue. Hey, welcome to the chat, Bob. All right. I think everyone in the chat right now has been to one of these streams before, but if not, I'm on like day 107 of this game, and I'm working through late game stuff, but I still have a bit of a ways to go. Currently, I am attempting to get the blue tents because that should give me more hints about what to do next. Unfortunately, blue tents costs 400 gold, so I've been trying and failing to rack up that amount of gold in the past few days, and it's just not quite been happening. So we'll see what happens this time around tonight. How's everyone doing? Everyone have a good weekend? Everyone looking forward to the week ahead? I know I am, because Mosaic Mind has a show this Thursday at Al's Wine and Whiskey Lounge if you're in the Syracuse area. It is a late show, 10 p.m., and unfortunately there will be no live stream, but it's always a good time. Always an interesting crowd at the late night shows. I also updated the events page on my website with a bunch of stuff going on this month between show this Thursday, show at Funkin' Waffles Friday the 20th with a band called Memo. They're like a jam band from Brooklyn, I'm pretty sure, and I'm really looking forward to that one. That should be really cool. I've got my Silent Hill 4 stream this Wednesday and every other Wednesday after that. And we're getting into the building world and the apartment world. It's interesting because that game is criticized heavily for its gameplay decisions, including the fact that like once you get halfway through the game, they basically make you go through all the worlds that you just went through again. And while that does potentially lead to monotonous gameplay, there's stuff that happens the second time around that I really, really dig. So I'm actually looking forward to the second half of the game. On a story level, at least. On a gameplay level, I am sure I will be cursing the people who made that game, because there are some just really clunky things about that game, both from the fact that it's an early 2000s Silent Hill game, but also just from the fact that it's an early 2000s PS2 game. All right, let's do the shrine, because I think I ran out. Oh, I do still have the Blessing of the Chef. I should have maybe grabbed one of the other ones. Well, no, I don't think I would have wanted the hovel, because that one, I like to hold on to my steps. I can't get a second blessing, can I? Different spread that you do each day. I really like that one. Also, I'm starting off today with a good number of items. I think I had the moon pendant yesterday, and so I've got the running shoes and the treasure map from yesterday. In any case, I don't think I want to make an offering at the shrine, actually. So this is just going to be here for no reason, essentially. Unless I find a key for the cursed coffer. So last night, I was driving home from my parents after having dinner with them, and I happened to drive by the like the discount movie theater in the area that's just like smack dab between my parents' house and my house. And I looked at the marquee and it said 7:30 Iron Lung, and I had been wanting to see Iron Lung, the new movie by Markiplier, based on the horror video game of the same name. And I looked at my clock and it said 7:30, and so I was like, oh. Made the split second decision to, you know what, I'll go see that tonight, because I was probably just going to go home and watch YouTube videos for the same amount of time I would have been watching that movie, and this feels like a more fulfilling way to spend that time, perhaps. Or it doesn't even have to be that. It's just, hey, I want to see this movie. And I have the chance right now. It is about to start. I don't even have to wait there for a long time. So I saw Iron Lung last night, and I really liked it. I will say right off the bat that I in general am someone who hesitates to say like, oh, that was a good movie or a bad movie, because I think art is very subjective, and I never want to mislead people because taste is also very subjective. And so I typically say, rather than saying like, oh, that was a really good movie or that was a really bad movie, oh, I really liked that, or nah, that didn't do much for me. Markiplier's Iron Lung did a lot for me. I really liked it. And I would even go so far as to say it was a good movie. And it was also just really cool to see him pull it off. Because he wrote, directed, executive produced, and starred in it. And I'm probably forgetting something. I think there was like a fifth thing I did. And like all of it was so good. It looked really good. They did it on like a $3 million budget, and it looked really good. Granted, like 90% of the movie takes place in one set, and it's a small room, but it's still really good. I watched a video of him talking about it yesterday, where like he's done a few videos since before the movie came out, actually, like when it was first making into theaters, where he's clearly very emotional about it, and that's understandable, because like just seeing the response even before the movie came out of like, oh, people are asking for it in different movie theaters, and it's going into way more movie theaters than he ever expected it to. But then yesterday he did like a live stream where he was talking about you know what, I might do the weight room here so that I lose half while I still got a bunch. That's not as big of a deal. But yeah, he read off a little bit of a review that H-Bomber Guy did. H-Bomber Guy, if you're familiar with some of the like video essays he's done, like the one about, oh, I can't even remember the dude's name, but he was a shithead and he plagiarized a bunch of stuff. That's what I remember about that video. Yeah, so there was a line in H-Bomber Guy's review that I really thought kind of hit the nail on the head, where it's like, Markiplier like directed, wrote, executive produced, and starred in this thing, and the fact that it doesn't feel like he was doing that to like show off his talents kind of shows how good he is at doing those things. which I felt like was a very astute observation. Because yeah, if I hadn't known going into that movie that he was starring in it and directing in it, I probably still would have been like, oh, that was a really good indie horror movie. What's the gym requirement here? I'm gonna guess this is a observatory. Oh, it's a laundry. Okay, that's fine. Ooh, and there's some money. Gets a dead end out of my drafting pool. I also could have very easily just turned the light back on because the utility closet is right there. But I was talking and praising Markiplier for his good movie. See, now I'm saying good, and it's now no one's gonna believe me. But yeah, it's definitely a trippy movie, and there are parts where it feels like it's dragging. But again, to go back to H. Bomber Guy's review, it feels like some of those slower parts those slower parts feel very purposeful, so that when you get to the parts where you're like, where things really start to ratchet up, you're like, oh, I kind of miss the mundanity of those slower moments now. Just a very, very well made piece of like cosmic horror, and also very like a breath of fresh air after my less than pleased experience that I had seeing Return to Silent Hill, which I don't know how deep I want to get into why I have so many issues with that movie, but suffice to say, the simplest way that I've seen anyone put it is that it just, well, the phrase that kept going through my head when I was watching that movie was, this just feels like such a fundamental misunderstanding of the source material. And on top of that, someone on Blue Sky that I follow, CJ Melendez, I think put it well. It was either him or Kemi Rowe, Whitney Chavis, that said, it's wild how Christoph Gans made a movie that is like completely antithetical to what the video game is trying to say. So it wasn't just that like, oh, it had a low budget, it doesn't look great, that's too bad, or oh, it was kind of silly, I wish I would have had a better writer or something. It, like, the other word that kept going through my head, particularly about the last 30 minutes of that movie, was just, this feels insulting, what they've done with this story and what they are trying to sell here. So yeah, I can dig into it more if people want to hear about it, but suffice to say, Return to Silent Hill, not my cup of tea. Which is unfortunate, because I was introduced to the series through the 2006 movie by Christoph Gans, which I still enjoy to a certain extent. Like, it's definitely, over the years, I can see more of its flaws, and particularly after like playing the games, I'm like, oh, I understand why people had issues. Fans of the games had issues with this first movie, and admittedly, after seeing Return to Silent Hill, it kind of made me like that first movie a little less. But I think that 2006 Silent Hill movie still, first of all, it still looks good. Like, they had a bit more of a budget than they did this time around, and it was also filmed on film rather than digitally, and so overall it just feels more grounded, which I think is really important when you're telling stories like the ones that Silent Hill does, where you've got all the supernatural stuff going on, but there is a human core at the center of it. It really helps to not be distracted by like, oh, it looks like they're walking around in front of a green screen and stuff like that. So for all its faults, I think I still like the 2006 Silent Hill movie. But yeah, very disappointed in Return to Silent Hill. And that's all I have to say about that for the moment. What am I even doing here? I've thought the past few times that like part of the reason the idea of doing these like impromptu blueprint streams appealed to me was because I've played this game so much that I can go a little bit on autopilot, and so playing this game is kind of an opportunity for me to just chat more casually and not be as focused on playing the game the way that I am for like the Silent Hill 4 stream. So yeah, how's everyone else's week going, or how was their weekend? Let's do this. Still need security. I thought I made security commonplace, or I might have just made it standard. I could probably afford to make it commonplace if I get a gear wrench again. Okay. Wait, where's the treasure map going? Up there. Okay. I wish I could rotate this. Why you do this? Hey, there we go. And that also gets me back the star I just used to redraft for it. I am low on steps. And that is the constellation for dead ends, so I'm not going to look at it. But yeah. Iron Lung, very good. Go see it. It also did, like, Markiplier said this yesterday, where he was like, I don't want to, like, make myself out to be more important than I actually am or something. But it does kind of feel like a win for indie cinema when a movie like his that was made on a $3 million budget and, like, completely self-funded goes toe-to-toe with a Disney movie, and for like a couple of days is #1 in the country ahead of that Disney movie. Sam Raimi's movie Send Help came out this weekend, which honestly does look like a decent movie, but it wasn't until like yesterday that it finally took the #1 position over the weekend, which is really cool. I spent an entire run the other day improving my lockpick kit, my lockpick skill, and it is pissing me off how it still doesn't seem to be helping me that much. I upgraded it 10 times through an experiment in the lab, but and I feel like the game was even like laughing at me. Yeah, this door's lock still seems too difficult to pick. Oh, it's just because that's what it was saying. I would go up to a door, and then I would upgrade my lock-picking skill using the trigger that I had, because it was basically, for the next 10 times you look at your map, lose 10 steps, and then upgrade your lockpick skill. And so my strategy was like, oh, anytime I come upon a door that I can't lockpick, then I will look at my map, bump up my lockpick skill, and see if that helps. And the first door I did that at, I tried it like 3 times and lost 30 steps in the process, and it was still saying, this door's lock still seems too difficult to pick. I'm like, why does it feel like this lab experiment I did was a waste? When it comes to this, though, like, I think the Great Hall probably operates on different rules because it's just a room full of locked doors. Also, you may notice that I am sitting up particularly straight tonight. I've been suffering from sciatic pain for the past week or so, and doing my best to mitigate it whatever way I can. So I've got like a heat pack on my lower back right now, and I'm trying to sit up straight, and I just think I've been sitting around a little too much lately, unfortunately. Oh, damn it. Usually they've got... both of the doors today were just like, no, we're not going to pull anything weird. We're just going to keep it straight on till morning. Oh well. Okay. Ooh, I think I'm going to do the planetarium. But I really want the commissary. There's also an apple in here. This didn't help me a whole ton because I had to spend a step walking in there. But hopefully I'll get like the dining room or something sometime soon. Why do they... I really wish I could consistently have something that allowed me to rotate floor plans. I had a blessing a few days ago that was like that basically allowed you to rotate anything for the next few days, and it was so nice. Haven't gotten any of the design rooms yet, the drafting rooms. I think I'm going to do this because it'll give me a couple of chests. And also potentially the sauna so that I can give myself something good for tomorrow. Sauna is what they call a tomorrow room, a room that affects not the day that you're playing, but the next day or following days. And it basically says... if you draft the sauna, then you start the next day with 20 additional steps, which can be really nice. Ooh, the car keys. I want to backtrack to the garage, but I'm low on steps. I need to find food. Show me the kitchen. That's not the kitchen. And if I draft the vestibule, then I won't have the gems to be able to get the kitchen. But the pantry, though. The pantry does have fruit in it. Banana. That's helpful. I wish I had the salt shaker. Oh, come on. Ooh. I think I'm going to redraw. Cloister of Mila. That could be useful. I wish I had a shovel so I could dig. Oh, actually, before I do anything, I might as well just hit this while I'm here. Anyone else seen any good movies lately? Let's do the parlor. Man, I really hope I find the dining room soon. Or the security. The fact that I haven't hit a security door yet is making me nervous. All right, let's see what logic puzzle we have this time. The white box is empty. The blue box is false. The empty boxes both have false statements. Interesting. So if this was true, we can't really determine that because this one might be empty. And if it was, then you get into a paradox. Okay, white box is empty. If we assume that is true, then this would have to be false. And this one, white box is empty, blue box is false. I think this one is probably going to have to be... Okay, if we assume this is true and we say the other two are false, that would mean that the gems are in here. The white box is empty. If that's false, then the gems would be in the white box and the blue box. And the white box would be true. So I think that black box has to be false, which means the other empty box has a true statement. Empty boxes both have false statements. I think it might just have to be the black box. Right? Because otherwise this doesn't work. Yeah. Now show me the kitchen. Or, see, I upgraded my lockpick 10 times, and it's still... I don't know. Okay, trophy room gives me a bunch of gems, which is useful. Yeah, let's do that. If I don't get the dining room off of this room, I might redraft until I do get something that will give me food. What's this? The metal detector. Aha. Okay, let's do the den. There's a couple of stuff over there. Couple of things. Couple of tree things. I don't usually draft the den this high. I wonder if that's why there's additional items in here. I also need to start paying attention to which rooms have fireplaces, because there's a trigger in the lab that says whenever you draft a room with a fireplace in it, trigger the effect. Okay, I think I have to grab the commissary. Well, no. I'm going to do the spare bedroom, because then that gets me to another area where whatever I draft, it will lead to an opening. The fact that there are no items that they left behind for me here in the spare bedroom sucks. Come on. What was the point of upgrading my lockpicking skill? Okay. Let's do the rotunda. Because that'll give me access to as many openings as I want. And it also lets me rotate floor plans that I draft from it. And I've got a bunch of gems, so I can afford it. Okay, I'm going to start with going down, because typically you want to draft as many rooms in the earlier ranks as you can. And I've got this whole column that I haven't drafted anything on yet. Because the earlier ranks is where you can rack up keys and gems and stuff. And get rid of a lot of the more commonplace rooms. And, you know, I could just leave that like this for now. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's draft downward. There's the dining room. Sweet. Okay. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna draft upwards from the rotunda so that I can trigger the meal in the dining room. And I'll be able to get a bunch of steps back between that and the lunchbox. Also, my blessing of the chef. Oh, I haven't done any spread rooms. Not yet, anyway. So every time, each different type of spread that you do each day. Yeah, okay. Let's do this. I might just do the secret passage and do a green room when I get out of there, because hopefully it'll give me the courtyard, although it might try to throw the indoor nursery, worst decision I ever made, at me. But it might also throw the electric eel aquarium at me, so yeah, let's do secret passage. I will get the dinner bell. Do this. Yes. I also think the courtyard's one of the only green rooms I can draft in a position like this. Yeah. Special cost bypassed. I don't have a shovel at the moment, but maybe there's one in here. Shovel? Anywhere? Shovel. I don't see the shovel in any of its usual spots. So I'm gonna go back down to the dining room and get some food so that I can get more steps. Oh, and I think maybe, is that the steak, which I need the trophy room for? Or is the trophy room the stew? Steak might be the showroom. Or it might be, yeah. Yeah, steak is showroom. That's all right. And then we've got the enjoy your lunch. So So we've got 40 steps. We are no longer in dire straits. As good as a band as that might be. Okay. Let's connect back down to the foundation and start drafting downwards. None of the... Well, I could do the vestibule, but I don't want to right now. I should have just drafted the vestibule. They're not going to give me just a straight on. Let's do the drafting studio. Cost. Jeez. Or I could just do the corridor. Yeah, let's just do the corridor. Aha, a key. My kingdom for a shovel. If there was a shovel in one of the other rooms. Hey, Octo, welcome. And I missed it, then I'm going to be very put out. Do I want to go back to the garage? Okay. I think I might do the chapel here. Because even though I'm not going to get 400 gold this run, so might as well do this here. And get access upwards and downwards. I also just realized I have steps enough to backtrack to the garage now. So I think I'm going to do that and get whatever's in the trunk of the car. Also, I haven't done the treasure map, but I still don't have a shovel, so it doesn't matter. How are you doing tonight, Octa? Have a good weekend. There was a shovel in here. My weekend was good. I'm trying to think of what I did Friday and Saturday. Thursday, I was at Pink Rock because Amanda Rogers and Joe Altier were playing, and that was a really cool show. They're both piano playing singer-songwriters, and they had a lot of really cool stuff to say. They basically treated it like a conversation between songs, and it was just very cool to hear them talk about their songwriting processes and also to hear some new stuff from them. Amanda has this new song that was just beautiful and breathtaking. And I know I did stuff the other couple days. Sunday, last night, I was telling everyone in the chat how I went and saw Iron Lung, the Markiplier indie horror movie. And I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good. And it was really cool to see them make such a good movie with a $3 million budget. Okay. So I got a compass and a battery pack from that. Yeah, it's just a solid indie horror movie. They did a really good job with it, and there was a moment in the climax that like genuinely moved me. A moment of like emotional catharsis where I was like, oh. And I'm always looking for that in my movie-going experience. What do I want to upgrade? Shovel? Shovel, battery pack, and broken lever, I think. Yeah, it was a decent weekend. Oh, actually, I should combine the shovel and the metal detector, because the detector shovel is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if there's an advantage to getting the jackhammer shovel. What is the difference? I'm just gonna look that up on the Blueprints wiki, because contraptions. Detector shovel makes finding gold and keys more likely while digging, while still indicating item proximity. Jackhammer, the ultimate digging tool. By digging deep, you can find gems regularly, along with multiple gold and the odd vegetable. What do I need item-wise? Looks like I need more keys than gems, so I think detector shovel is probably the way I want to go. Yeah, it was a pretty good weekend. For those keeping up with my job hunt, I did interview for a part-time job on Friday. That went well. I think the interview went well. And I also worked really hard on a cover letter for another job that, like, if I could get, it would be really nice, but I have learned not to expect anything. If there's one thing I've learned from the job search, is that hard work doesn't always pay. Doesn't mean I'm not going to put hard work in, but I am tempering my expectations. Okay. Chapel. Also, I can start digging stuff. Were there any dig plots here in the boiler room? No. I just wasted a step. 2 steps, really. Give me 3 steps. Give me 3 steps. Okay. Detector shovel working really well. Hey, Cleo. Love to see the bluing. Hey, the secret garden key. Cleo, your presence summoned one of the best items in the game. Secret garden is genuinely like one of the best rooms to get in this game. But yeah, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing at the moment. Mostly just chatting and drafting and seeing if I can accomplish anything, which I don't know that I'm going to accomplish anything in particular on this day, but I'm still having a good run of it. It feels like it to me anyway. What do I need to be thinking about doing, though? This is spread. So, Secret Garden will trigger that spread, which is nice. I'm just going to do the commissary here. Oh, do I want to do coat check? Or do I want to redraw and see if I can draft more rooms? I actually have a decent amount of items now. I don't know that I need the commissary, because I got a shovel now. So maybe I'll do... If I do coat check, I think I still have the chrono classed or whatever item it is checked in, which gives you more tomorrow rooms. But most of the tomorrow rooms are also dead ends, and I don't know that I want to add a bunch of dead ends to my drafting pool. Then again, I do have a bunch of redraws, and the places that I might potentially draft those off of right now wouldn't be the end of the world, because I can get into the antechamber and I can draft off. Yeah, you know what? Let's do code check. How's your day been, Cleo? And I didn't even put the chronograph or whatever back into this room, so I don't have to worry about drafting too many dead ends, I guess. All right, Octa. I appreciate it. Let's do the sauna off of here. That's always just a nice one to have. Aha. Let's see, now I want to come across a locked door so that I can use the secret garden key. It would be really nice if I could draft it off the rotunda. Cleo says, I slept a lot, I'm going to sleep some more, and nobody can stop me except my dog, who takes up half the bed. Yeah, I've been getting over some sort of illness the past few days. Definitely feeling better today than I was like even a day or 2 or 3 ago. But yeah, I've been feeling very much like my body is like, hey, you need rest. And I've been like, but I want to do things. And that's not always the best approach when your body's telling you to rest. But I've been trying to get more rest in the past few days. And a lot more water, because that's also important. Okay. Oh, I could have gotten the electromagnet. Oh, yeah. Did you see that Tumblr post about sleep deprivation pain / illness? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. You like my Hicks impression? I believe in the absence of a commanding officer, command falls to Corporal Hicks. Isn't that right, Corporal Hicks? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Be locked. Yes. Secret garden. And now, when I go back to the dining room, there will be more food for me there. Which is important, because I only have 20 steps. My mom had me watch that movie with her when I was like 8. I feel like that is so many people's experience with the Alien movies, particularly the first 2, because that was my experience too. I remember watching the original Alien when I had to have been like 8 years old or somewhere around there, and somehow I wasn't completely and utterly traumatized by it. partly because I'm pretty sure, partly because my dad was just riffing on everything. And the one I always remember is when the chest burster pops out of Ash, my dad just going like, "Where's the bathroom?" "Down the hall and to the right." What am I doing? What am I doing? I just opened up that door so I can go into the antechamber from all sides now, which is good. I think I'm going to draft downwards first. Oh, a sledgehammer. Yes, we did do a matter of taste about this, Cleo, and I'm pretty sure I told that same anecdote. Yeah, we had you on for the Aliens, and I think also Prometheus, unless I'm much mistaken. Don't think we had anyone on for Alien 3. We had another friend of Theo's for Resurrection. Oh, let's do the patio. That's another spread. So when I go back to the dining room, there will be even more food for me. And oh, what's this? The dining room. The dining room? I'm so good at this game. Handsome and talented. These are my affirmations. No, it's genuinely like something that I really enjoy about my friend group that I hang out on Discord and play video games with. Is it's a sort of running thing of like anytime anyone solves something, like, oh, look at how handsome and talented that guy is. You are a guy who can do a thing. Have you seen that, Cleo? The Jacob Wysocki from Make Some Noise, where it's like, you are a regular guy. You can walk into a room. You are a regular guy. I don't need that extra gem, so I'm just going to have this now. I do wish I had a salt shaker, which I probably would have been able to buy in the commissary. Don't have the wine cellar. I'm going to have it anyway. Well, they gave me a couple of fruit anyway. Okay, let's start heading north again, now that I have explored as much of the south as I can. Where shall I draft from? Let's go draft up from the secret garden first. Again, drafting lower ranks before higher ranks. Oh my, excuse me. Security. I haven't run into any security doors yet, but I imagine since I haven't run into any, I could run into a bunch over here. I still haven't started playing this game yet because of reasons, but also, I'm going to watch Ian do literally anything first. Well, hopefully there will be knowledge to glean from what I've been doing. Yeah, one of the most basic ones that I learned after, one of the most basic strategies I learned after getting through a bit of the game was just draft as much of the lower ranks as you can before you get to the higher ranks. One, because it gets rid of a lot of the more commonplace rooms early on, and two, because a lot of those more commonplace rooms give you gems and keys and stuff, and so once you've drafted those in the lower ranks, you'll have a lot more resources for the upper ranks. Let's see what I've missed. There are 2 trunks somewhere in this estate. There are 2 trunks. One of them might be the cursed coffers out in the shrine. But where's the other one? Why is Miri with them? Also, I guess I missed the key card. I've been chatting I've been giving so much attention to chat that I've missed items. But you know what? That is a sacrifice I'm willing to make to enjoy conversation with the chat. Also, how is an apple different from a fruit? Those are separate categories for some reason. Whatever. 4 gems are because I just drafted the patio. The 7 fruit are because I just got the secret garden. Don't know where that key card is and don't know where those 2 trunks are. The key card might be up in the courtyard because I didn't actually walk into the courtyard. Oh, and there's a trunk in the courtyard. That's where the other trunk is. Okay. I'm smart and I know where everything is and why it's there. Okay. Back to this keycard system. I turned the security system off. So now I'm going to set security level to high and change offline mode to unlocked so that hopefully when I go draft those rooms on the other side of the antechamber, there are going to be fewer locked doors and more security doors that I can just pass through because I turned off the security system. Of course, if the security card is in the courtyard, then I could leave it on and then I'll be able to use a key card for all those doors and be able to see like room rarities and stuff, but that's not really important to me right now. Huh. Okay. Let's exit. And let's see. I'm going to guess conservatory. Nope. Now I could get the locksmith because I am running low on keys, but I expect I'll get some keys from the courtyard. It's a little late to be doing lab experiments, but there's also the off chance that a trigger might just say immediately, and then I don't have to worry about trying to get a hallway drafted off a hallway or whatever. Continue with experiment. Each time you find some trash while digging. Let's do that because I'm about to go into the courtyard where there's a bunch of dig spots. And permanently add 1 gold to your allowance. Keep getting more money so that I can finally get the blue tents upgrade at 400 gold. And adding a small chest to the entrance hall is something I usually like doing, but since I'm so far up now and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to have enough steps to get back to the entrance hall for it to be worth it. Yeah, this seems like the better choice. See, now I'm debating on my trigger. Do I want it to be each time you find some trash while digging, or whenever you spend 2 or more gems drafting a room? Because I do have a bunch of gems, and I could draft some more expensive rooms. I think I'm going to do the trash, just because I know that I have a handful of stuff to dig. Or, you know what? I could just do this one by... Like, if I lose 10 steps each time, I'm not going to be able to trigger it 10 times because I've only got 29 steps. Okay. Yeah. No, we're going with this. We aren't going to overthink it any more than we already have. And we'll see if it triggers at all. Also, is there anything else in this room to grab? Sometimes there'll be stuff on these back tables. I think usually just this back table, but... no, nothing here. All right, let's get to digging. Oh, and there's a banana and a gem from when I spread stuff earlier. There's some coins. There's a key. And of course, my luck's going to be incredibly good in this room. And I'm not actually going to dig up any trash because it knows that I just made that my trigger. Look at all these keys, though. Where were they, like, ages ago. Wow. Well, with 6 keys and 5 rooms left to draft, I think I'm going to be okay when it comes to unlocking rooms. Okay. Never should have upgraded this detector shovel. Let's draft down first. See if we can get like a good dead end room. Oh, the office. We could get another spread. See, and here's a fucking 2-gem room that would trigger the... If I had just done the other... Aha. Okay. Is there something else to grab? Well, there's the gem, but that's not triggering the metal detector because it's not metal. Ah. So enter, spread gold. That'll give me another dish in the dining room if I can make it back there. But that dish is probably only going to give me like an additional 5 steps anyway, so I might as well just keep drafting and see what I get. Okay. Showroom could be... Hey, look, it's a showroom. Called it. And I am seriously regretting not choosing the 2-gem trigger. Okay, so I've got 114. Don't need the emerald bracelet. Ornate compass is nice for rotating. Chronograph is nice for drafting tomorrow rooms. And silver spoon is nice for food. And I think I can draft all 3 of these. Because that's 110. Yes, I can do math. You are a regular guy. You can do math. And I also have the coupon book. So they cost a little bit less. I think it just takes off 1 coin from each of them. So it's not a huge amount in the grand scheme of things. But when it comes to like really expensive items like these. Why did I upgrade my lockpick kit if it's not gonna... I mean, I could draft the freezer, but it would do nothing for me. Like, this is not... I just used up all my money. Let's do the classroom. And that'll give us an opportunity to redraft stuff. And look at this. Because I got the silver spoon. I got double the amount from that apple. Okay. Let's do the mail room. Because getting a package the next day is always nice. Is there an item in there? Can't tell. Let me see. Ah, there's money. It's money! As a gift! And then I can draft that last room off of the antechamber. And what will I have accomplished? Well, not a whole ton, but I'll have done a run that I feel quite satisfied about. I keep being like, what kind of place is this? It's got a mailroom and a classroom and a clock tower, but someone lives here? So that is one of the interesting things about the world building in this game is, one, No one's currently living the estate because Baron Sinclair passed away, triggering the events of this game. Although the staff still like tend to things, although you never see them. Two, they've in a very charming way they've made the whole idea of like drafting rooms in a house like diegetic to the world, kind of. It's very silly, but like you get these drafting strategy books that are like for any drafter, and it's written as if like, oh, drafting rooms in a house, that's just a normal thing that everyone does. And since it's a fictional country anyway, in a fictional world, it's you can kind of let them get away with it. I'm gonna redraw and see if I can get another decent tomorrow room. I mean, again, freezer, I could do the freezer. That's not really going to give me a whole ton of stuff. What else? I mean, if I got the clock tower, that would start me off with some extra keys tomorrow. You know what? I've got a decent amount of redraws until I hit 50 stars, so I'm going to just keep going, see what else I can get. Don't need any of those. There's the clock tower. Let's do that. Yeah, Mary Wire, their puzzles. I am so excited for the next Silent Hill 4 stream, which is this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Because there's so much bullshit in it, and not just like bullshit like, oh, why did they make these gameplay decisions? Just crazy Silent Hill bullshit, like. The one that I keep going back to, which is going to happen next stream, is Walter, why are there monkeys? Walter. Ian, have you heard of the game Deck of Haunts? I'm wondering if you'd enjoy it. I have not heard of the game Deck of Haunts. Is that a like drafting game of some sort, or it sounds like horror themed, so I probably would like it. Is there anything else I need in here? No stopwatch. Yeah, because it wouldn't help me anyway because I don't have any other rooms to draft. Tell me about it, Octo. Because I could Google it, but that would mean slowing down the stream and making stuff boring for a short period of time. Is there anything else that I can do today? I could go get another blessing, but I have the blessing of the chef for another day after this, I think. And the blessing of the chef is pretty... You know what? I think since I'm done with this day, I think I can afford to get a new blessing. Yeah, it's a deck building game where you play the unique role of a haunted house. You lure humans into your rooms and harvest their essence by feeding off their fears. The cards in the game are different rooms you add to the house. That's really cool. That does sound like a game I would enjoy. What, is there no computer lab to draft? There is a computer lab, actually. But it's this is circa 1993, I think. In-game, 1993, 1994, which, even though it's a fictional world, they seem to be kind of loosely, the timeline seems to be loosely based off of our own. So, won't be Googling anything on that computer. I've only seen a person play it once, but it looked really cool. I've wishlisted it. I'll send you a link. Okay. Oh, cool. So, it's actually like a deck building game, but a computer game. What was I going to do? What was I doing? I'm going to go to the dining room and get food. And then I'm going to go back out to the shrine. And I will have enough steps, I believe. Don't need to use the treasure map because none of it's going to... Well... No, thank you for... No, like, again, The reason I've been calling this like impromptu blueprint stream is because I'm purposely trying to keep these streams as casual as possible. Like if I don't accomplish anything in game today, that's fine. I got a chance to play my comfort game and chat with people. Yes. Let's go back to the dining room. Wish I had rotated the rotunda differently so I could use fewer steps, but c'est la vie. Oh, I never opened this either. Jeez. I did that thing that if I was watching this on YouTube, which someone might be, hi YouTube watchers, someone was probably for the past like 5 or 10 minutes just like, I can't believe he didn't open up that chest, because I know that's what I would be doing, and it would be nothing against the Let's Player. It would just be like, how did they miss that? And it happens to us all, unfortunately. Is there money or food in here? Doesn't look like it. What about in here? Aha. Money. Okay. So yeah, I can either go to the rotunda or the patio at the same number of steps. You should be able to post links to chat. I don't think I have it moderated such that you won't be able to. I feel like I would remember if I had that as a parameter. Cool. I'm gonna click that now, just so that I can have it waiting for me when I finish up my stream tonight. Okay. Yes, I'm going back to reality, back to the dining room. Hello? Aha. On the cushions. Right where spare change tends to be. Is it detecting something about this dish? It is. Oh. I'll get extra money to spend on who knows. Okay, I got my food from the dining room. I've got 30 steps. Now going back to the shrine to get a new blessing. And then get back to the planetarium to gain 2 stars. I think between the running shoes and the 30 steps I have, and hopefully finding more fruit along the way, since I drafted the secret garden so late, I should have enough steps to do all the stuff that I want to do before calling it a day. Going down to this corridor. Food, fruit. Hello. Hello. Boiler room, passageway, workshop. Oh, I should draft the, or I should make the electromagnet in the workshop. I mean, it'll attract all of the coins in the room to me, coins and keys, but it's not like I'm going to be able to use those really for anything. I could wander about and see how many coins I could get, because that would change what I could get at the shrine, but I'd probably waste all of my steps doing that and then not be able to get out to the shrine at all. But anyway, I might as well make it, just in case. So I believe this is a compass and a battery pack. Electromagnet, yes. I should have made this way earlier. You're more likely to draw mechanical rooms while drafting. Oh, that's another thing it does. Automatically collect coins and keys when entering a room. Okay. Yeah, let's go out this way. Any fruit? Oh, there's a gem. Now would have been a nice time to get the freezer. Now that I've got all this money. I cannot help myself. So let's see what blessing I get putting 27 coins into the shrine. There's a different blessing for each number of coins that you can get. Let's see. Oh! I can smash the cursed coffers open. I don't need a key at all. Well, it's the end of the day, so it can't be completely bad, right? This could be really bad. I'm almost positive I can't do anything with that right now, so I'm going to leave it. But it's there now, if I want it. Oh! Okay, my current offering is still active, so if I take it out, that will curse me. Which is also what will happen if I take that out of that box, but I'm pretty sure there's something specific that you're supposed to do with it, like bring it to the either the throne room or the tomb or something, and I don't have either of those on the premises at the moment, so that would just end badly, I think. It would just end with me getting cursed, and that's not really something I want to do right now, because that might carry over for several days. Oh, coat check. I should drop something off in coat check and then go to the planetarium. Okay. I should have the steps to do that, especially because I've got the running shoes. Hey! Extra coins that I can't use for anything because it's the end of the day. What about fruit? Any fruit in here? Now I know, though, that I can break open the cursed coffers with a sledgehammer. I don't know if that stays open or if it's something I have to unlock every time. Because before it was like, you need a key to open this, and I tried a regular key, and I was like, nah, that didn't work. But I think it might just open to the sledgehammer. Or the Morning Star, if I get that. Coat check. Okay. Let's keep going. It's off of boiler room. And then south of the chapel. Take my coin, I'll take it back. Okay, I think I'm going to put the ornate compass in here, because that was the item I was talking about before that allows you to rotate floor plans, which is something I am always begging to do. So if I can have that here and pick it up early on in a run without having to pay 60 gold for it, or 50 gold, whatever it was, that would be pretty nice. And now that I've done that, only thing left to do is go to the planetarium, call it a day, and get a couple of my stars back. My lucky stars. And I think I might actually call the stream there because, as I mentioned before, as we've discussed a few times now tonight, sleep is important for a variety of reasons. And in an effort to be better about that, I probably shouldn't try to fit in another run because this one took an hour and a half, and there's nothing that says, oh, you know what, before I do that, I'll dig a bit more, and maybe it'll trigger my allowance. But probably not, because I specifically... There it is! This game loves to just, like, prove me wrong the moment I say anything. All right. We got a couple. We got a couple things. Is there anywhere else that had dig spots left? I don't think so. Yeah, I think I dug everything in the patio and the secret garden. Yeah. So now I'm going down to the Great Hall. Down through the Great Hall and going to the planetarium. This game also, like... There have been many a time have I been playing this game and thinking about, like, oh, I've got so few steps. Oh, I've pushed myself too hard today. And then think about, oh, in real life, outside the context of this game, I have perhaps pushed myself too hard, and maybe I could learn something from this game about that and saving my steps and being more conscientious about all the things that I try to do in a single day. And then the next day rolls around and I try to do too many things anyway. But some days though, I take a step back and try to relax and rest. And I think that is what I will try to do now rather than starting a new run. I'm going to call it a day, having only triggered this thing twice when I could have triggered it probably like... Nah, it only would have triggered twice up here. Thank you all for hanging out and watching, though, and listening. I hope you guys had a good time. As I mentioned before, I have my Silent Hill 4 stream this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, where we'll be exploring the building world and the apartment world. At the very least, I should be able to get both those done. Thursday this week, if you're in the Syracuse area, Mosaic Mind is playing at Al's Wine and Whiskey Lounge from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Would love to see you there. Those late night shows, they're late and they can, like, I always leave them exhausted, but they are always a good time. It's always really cool to see what songs people respond to and what sort of crowds we get. Later on this month, February 20th, Friday, we will be playing... we will be opening for the band Memo at Funkin' Waffles in Syracuse, and that is a show that even if you aren't in the Central New York area, you'll be able to stream on twitch.tv/Funk and Waffles Live. And then next month, March 20th, Mosaic Mind is releasing our first album, and we're doing our album release show at Funkin' Waffles, so again, that will be streamed for people who can't make it. And our friends Zephram will be opening for us. We opened for them at their album release show back in November, and so we thought we'd return the favor. Also, they're just really good dudes. So it was like they make good music and they're really good dudes, so it was a no-brainer to be like, hey, you want to share a bill with us? And besides that, I've got more unfinished paintings coming up on Patreon. I forgot to do one last week, but it's just remembering to do it, and I have a reminder in my phone to do it this week. Uh, Cleo and I will hopefully be coming out with a new episode of our podcast either this weekend or the following weekend. This one we're talking about Florence and the Machine and her latest album, Everybody Scream. Our last episode that we did was just us talking about who we are, what we do, what we've done online, how we met. Partly because after doing those first 3 episodes talking about Silent Hill 2, I was like, I wonder how many people are here because of Cleo. I wonder how many people are here because of me, and I wonder how many of those people don't know who the other person is. So I figured it might be a useful thing early on, and since we're still early on in the podcast, to reintroduce ourselves to the audience. And I think that was a fun discussion. I think it was a good episode. Anything else? All of this stuff I've been talking about, I have posted about on my website, ian-doherty.com. Moobot's been spitting that link out every once in a while during the stream. And if you go to my events page, you'll see all the stuff there for the shows, the streams, the podcast releases, the Patreon releases, all that stuff. So follow me there. Follow me on social media. Follow my band, Mosaic Mind, on our website, mosaicmindband.com, to learn more about our upcoming album release. We've got a few updates for the website still in the works, but hopefully those will be up soon. And you can also find our social media there. We've got a few of our shows up on YouTube, and demos of our songs up on SoundCloud that we will be removing once we've released the new album, because once we have actually professionally recorded material, then we don't need to put those demos up there. They're mostly there so that if people wanted to find our music, there was something there, since we didn't have anything up on Spotify or any of the major platforms. But yeah, lots of stuff going on. And in order to deliver as best as I can on all those varying fronts, and also take care of myself, take care of my house, and try to find a new job, I'm going to call the stream there. Thank you all once again for hanging out. Have a good night yourselves, rest well, and take care.